Hi everybody, Coach Katie here from Mega Gymnastics. Today I'm going to bring you a nice video to stretch out your splits. So some of you might already have your splits all the way down. Some of you might be working on getting it there. So this little video is just going to help you stretch everything out and help you learn how to gradually get your splits flat to the ground. Okay, we're going to start standing with our feet together. This is my cat Cyril. He's going to be our helper today. Stand with our feet together, arms up, reach forward. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see something. I'm going to try to get my tummy all the way flat to my legs. So as flat as you can go, your nose, you're going to try to get really close to your legs, to your knees. We're just going to hold it here. Making sure to squeeze your legs straight. You should feel a really big stretch on the back of your calves and the back of your thighs, keeping your head down. Then we're going to open our feet up to a straddle. Again, imagine that my legs are together. My chest and my tummy would drop down just like it did in the pike. So we're going to drop our head low. We're going to keep our hips pushing back towards the back wall. We're going to make sure our legs are straight. Then we're going to walk our hands over to one side. Turn your toes to face the side wall and bring your nose to your knee. Walk over to the other side. Now my feet are both pointing forward. Turn your other foot to point the wall and bring your nose to your knee. Back to the middle, bring your feet together and have a seat on the floor. All right, we're going to start with our seated pike. So our feet are together, our knees are straight. All right, bring our arms up to our ears and then stretch forward. I kind of like to imagine that it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You want everything to smush together. So your head drops down. Maybe your head can touch your legs. If not, just hold it as low as it'll go. The ultimate goal is to get our tummy to our thighs, our chest to our legs, and our head to our knees or our calves. And I hold on to the side of my feet to give myself a little bit of extra traction. And I kind of pull gently to help me get a deeper stretch. All right, the next stretch you can do in your pike is just flexing your feet, reaching for your toes. If this is as far as you can go, great, just keep reaching. You can grab your feet, perfect. And then I want you, if you can easily grab your feet, to try bending your elbows a little bit. This is a really big stretch for the back of your calves, so you should really be feeling a nice pulling sensation right back here. If it hurts too much, don't bend your elbows. Just keep your head going low, keep your chest going forward, and your legs straight. All right, now you can go into your straddle stretch. For your straddle stretch, one thing we want to check in with is our knees. So sometimes when we do our straddle, our knees like to roll in. So our big toes are close to the floor and our knees are kind of touching the carpet. But we don't want that. We want to see if we can keep our knees turned out, our feet turned out. So your pinky toes, your little toes, will be closer to the carpet than your big toes. All right, start by sitting up as tall as you can. Tighten your tummy muscles. Bring both arms up. Twist both shoulders to face one side. And then lower as low as you can. So maybe you're right here for today. That's a great place to start. Maybe you can get your nose or your forehead to your leg. Make sure this leg doesn't start to roll in. Keep it rolling out. Squeeze your muscles tight. All the way back up, stretch tall first, then twist to the other side and drop yourself down. You have to really watch this leg now. Don't let it roll in. Keep it tight. Squeeze your muscles. And back up. Hands in the middle. You're going to start with a flat back, a straight back. As you go forward, you're trying not to hunch over. So I'll go sideways so you guys can see. You're trying not to round your back like this. You're trying to keep your spine straight and just go as far as you can go with a straight spine. So for me today, I'm not able to get my head all the way down with a straight back, so I'm just going to go as far as I can and hold it. If you can go all the way down, awesome. If not, that's okay. This is a great place to start. But keep your head down, keep your back straight, and keep those toes turned out. All right, now we're going to do a little froggy stretch. Start with your hands and your knees on the ground. Your knees and your hips are in one line, so my knees aren't in front or in back of my hips. If I were standing up like this, my hips and knees in one line. Then I'm gonna open my knees wide and just slide out. So you kind of look like a froggy. Then from this position, you can just drop your chin. You get a deeper stretch. If it's too big of a stretch, you can stay on your elbows. You wanna check in with your hips and your knees. Make sure they're in one line. So you're not seated back with your bottom behind your knees, and you're not on your tummy necessarily. You're just going as low as you can with your knees and hips in one line. All right. We're gonna go back to a seated pike. You're gonna take your left leg, bend it, and you're gonna keep your right leg straight. We're gonna start, let's bring our arms up. We're gonna look over our bent leg, so that's our left leg. Then we're just gonna reach out to the side. You'll feel a stretch on the side of your ribs and the side of your body. Then we're gonna come back up, reach forward for our front foot. Try to get our forehead or nose to our knee. Then we're gonna open up our chest. So that means that your left hand, the one that's on the same side as your bent leg, is gonna go up and over your ear. And you're gonna try to make your chest point up to the sky as much as possible. And you'll feel it in your hip, especially your left hip and your left side. All right, let's try the other side now. Your left leg's gonna go straight. Your right leg's gonna bend, toes are pointed, arms up. First, we're gonna twist to the right and stretch forward. We're gonna come back up. Make sure that the leg that is straight, your left leg, is flat against the ground, so it's not popping up. You're using your muscles to push it down and straight. Reach for your front foot. Flatten your forehead, nose, whatever you can toward your leg. Maybe you're just right here today. That's a great place to start. Maybe you're going a little bit lower. Then we're gonna open up again. So this time we take our right arm and comes up and over our head. We're gonna see if we can get our chest to look up toward the sky. All right, and come on out. Now, we're gonna take a big step with our right leg in front. So I started on my knees, I'm stepping in front, and then I'm gonna pick up my back knee. So I'll show you sideways just so you see what's going on. My front leg is bent, my back leg is straight. I'm using my hands to help me balance without hunching my back. So I'm still trying to get a straight back. I'm dropping my hips low, and I'm pulling my right hip back a little bit. And you can bounce a few times in this if you want. Get some mobility in your hip, and then we're just gonna hold it. Let's hold it here, thinking about a straight back. Now bring your back foot in a little bit closer, and see if you can straighten your front leg. If you need to bring it in even closer, that's okay. And if you can, lower yourself any amount. So see if you can get your nose to your knee. Maybe you're just right here. Totally fine. Maybe you can get lower. You want to feel a big stretch on the back of your front leg. All right, now we're gonna go back to that lunge position, but we're gonna drop our knee down. So now my knee's on the ground, my toes are pointed, and I'm really dropping my hips down low. I'm still thinking about having a really straight back. Maybe you need to balance here. Maybe you can put your hands in your thighs and just balance without any hands on the floor. You should really feel it on your back leg. So my back leg, my back top of my hip especially is where I'm getting a big stretch, as well as in the front hip crease. Now from this position, you're gonna pick up your back foot and bring it in close. You'll get a really good quadricep stretch on your back leg. So that's the top of your thigh. Maybe you can put your hand down to balance, or if you're ready for a challenge, you can see if you can keep your chest up and balance. So hold that foot, no hands on the floor. It's a little bit tricky, you can try it a few times. Then I also like to add one more little piece to that stretch, that I like to look behind me, over my right shoulder. So I'm getting a little bit of a twist in my spine. All right, now with that back knee down, back toes pointed, we're gonna straighten our front leg. We're gonna drop our nose close to our leg. I like to also walk my hands forward toward my foot. Now make sure that you're not letting your bottom go towards your feet. So you're still, have your hips up high, and you're just flattening with your chest, okay? So your hips are over your knees, your back knee basically. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. I'll turn around. So we're gonna start with our lunge with our back knee up. So you're dropping your hips down low. You're trying to get your back leg straight. Your front leg has a really big bend. Make sure that your lunge doesn't look like this. See how my knee is past where my foot is? Your foot needs to be in front. So if your lunge is looking like this, all you need to do is take a bigger step. Keep your back nice and straight. Do a few bounces if you like. Get some mobility in your hips. Your back foot is lifting up high, so you're on your toes. And let's just hold it here. All right, now we're gonna move our back foot in a little bit closer. You might need to go even closer, that's okay. You're gonna straighten out your front leg and your back leg. Both of your feet are pointing forward. So your toes are pointing straight ahead to the wall, the side wall. Then you wanna drop your head, drop your chest. Nose to your knee if you can. All right, now we're gonna go back down into a lunge position, but this time we're gonna point our toes and my knee is on the ground. So again, trying to get my back straight, trying to really lower my hips as low as possible. So instead of really being on my knee back here, I'm almost on the top of my thigh, trying to really lower that hip down. And then pick up your back foot. If you need to put your hand down for balance, that's okay. Otherwise, challenge your balance. Bring that foot close. And again, I like to look over my shoulder. Gives me a little bit of a twist as well in my spine. All right, straighten your front leg. Try to get your hips and your knee in one line. So hip, knee, it's in one line. I'm not sitting back here. Straighten your front leg and then walk your hands forward and nose to your knee. All right, now you would be ready to go into your splits, and I just want to show you something that I use to help me hold my splits longer. Some pillows, so you can just, I'm getting 2 pillows today. I'm gonna put my pillows down on the ground. I'm ready for my splits, so I'm gonna put one leg in front, one leg behind, and then just kind of slide out until I'm sitting on my pillows. You're still getting a really good stretch here, but because the pillows are supporting you, you might be able to hold it longer. And that's a really important part of getting our flexibility is just actually practicing for a long time. So we have to hold it. And then maybe next week when you try it, you'll only use one pillow. You'll slide out. You'll use your one pillow. And then maybe the following week, you would use no pillows and just slide out and be able to hold it. You'd want to do your splits each side. So that was my left. Here's my right. Sliding out. You'd want to hold it for at least 1 minute, if not longer. If you're listening to an audiobook or if you're watching a TV show or listening to music, a good thing to do would just be sit on this while you're watching, right? It's a good way to stretch your splits. For your middle splits, I like to start with my hands down and then just slowly slide my feet out. I like to put my elbows down, and what I'm trying to make sure I'm not doing is pushing my bottom back so far that I sit, because now I'm in a straddle. I'm not in my middle splits. I also want to make sure that I'm not all the way on my tummy, because look, now my feet are just behind me. I'm not in my splits there either. So I keep my hips and my feet in one line. I like to use my elbows to support myself. And then I'll come on down. Again, I'm going to challenge you to hold each of your splits, so your right, your left, and your middle, for 1 minute each day, okay? Thanks for doing some flexibility with me, and I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon. Hi everybody, Coach Katie here from Meg.